At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46's Week in Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. The mother of murder victim Chris Monday speaks to News 46 in an exclusive interview about her son and the young, promising life tragically cut short.
I have no words to describe how I feel. I don't know what to say.
Tell me how you found out about this.
My son's friend called him, and he said he got shot, and they woke me up. I thought, okay, you know, why was he here? He lives in Henderson. I had no reason to think that he was here. And then when I went, we're at the scene, they wouldn't tell me anything. They wouldn't tell me anything. All I wanted to know is, where is he? Where's the hospital? They wouldn't tell me anything. And then the detectives came and they told me he was killed. And I why? Why? He didn't hurt nobody. He didn't hurt nobody. He just wanted to talk to man to man because he loved his girlfriend and he wanted to tell her. He loved his girlfriend. He wanted to be with her. He wasn't going to do no harm to her. He killed him.
You know Jennifer?
Yes. Yes, I do.
What was their relationship like?
It was new. They love each other. He told me, Mom, I love her. So I accepted her.
Did they work together at Evergreen? Is that how they met?
Yeah, they worked at Evergreen for a little while, and then he quit and he went to Henderson. But then they moved together.
And was she planning on moving out with him?
They were living together. Yeah.
And do you know the family at all, the Robbins?
No, I never met them. Second time I met her, she said that my parents have an issue with Chris. And I told her, well, you know, it's a new relationship. They'll get used to it. You know, it's new. It's fast. But, you know how daddy's little girls.
Yeah.
And I just told her everything will be okay, you know. Eventually, he'll accept it. Never, in my wildest dreams, I would think this. I don't know. My husband just met her the day before he died. So it was new. Yeah. But when he told me he loved her, I accepted it. My son has never told me he loved the girl. Yeah. So I go, okay, my son's in love. He's 21. He's not, you know.
Yeah. So you have 8 kids, and 4 of them are boys. Tell me about Chris.
5 of them. 6 of them.
6 of them are boys.
6 of them.
Tell me about Chris. Let's find out about what he was like.
Chris was, out of my boys, he was like the runt. Mm-hmm. He was the first one. I'll do it. You know, the daredevil. You know, yeah. My oldest son. Come on, Chris, do it. Let's see if it hurts. Okay, I'll do it. He was the nice one. He was the, okay, it's not gonna hurt much. I'll try it out. Yeah. You know, he was that way.
He had so much that he was doing and achieving in his life and his goals. Tell everybody what he did for a career as well as his goals.
He wanted to be a nurse. He wanted to help people. He was that kid. He's like, Mom, I want to help people. Yeah. He was the CNA that patients wanted, you know. Yeah. Trusted him. You know.
You can see in his face how caring he is. He was always a caring individual.
Oh my God, always. He had a temper. Yeah. He had a temper. He didn't show it. Yeah. He always wanted to talk to people. You know, he was. I can't describe. He was, to me, the perfect kid.
We continue our conversation with the mother of murder victim Chris Mundy. How is the rest of your children doing? I know your husband is obviously having a lot of issues with this. How are you doing? Give us a status on. I can't even imagine what you must be going through.
I feel empty. I feel hurt. I don't know what to do. Out of my 8 kids, he was the only one that would go shopping with me. Mom, you want to go shopping? Mom, you want to go eat? He was, because, teenagers want to go do that thing, but he was like, Mom, you want to go eat? Mom, you want to go shopping? Oh, yeah, let's go.
So he was your buddy?
He was my buddy.
He was your second born, too, as well.
Yes, he was. And when he was little, he looked like Curious George. So we used to call him Monkey, Monkey, Monkey. Because he was, he was willing to try everything. Yeah. He was my dopey one. He was my dopey one.
What a beautiful life. What a beautiful relationship that you guys had, and such a tragic end.
He was never bored. He had 8 brothers and sisters. 8 brothers and sisters, He was never bored. He always shared. He never knew not to share, And sometimes he would tell me, one of these days I'm going to leave. Like, when you're ready, But even when he left, he came home all the time. He was with his brother Scott all the time,
So tell me the 14-year-old that was with him in the car that they're mentioning.
Pablo, he's a good little boy.
And that was his friend?
His best friend's brother. Yeah, he was there. He went there. I guess Pablo went for the ride, My son didn't think nothing of it,
Yeah. He went over there to retrieve items.
Yeah, that's all. He didn't think nothing. If he would have known that he was in danger, he would not take that little boy. Yeah. He would have been gone.
How is Pablo doing?
He's doing fine. I saw him yesterday. He's doing fine.
How's he doing after seeing what he saw?
I really don't know, but it's hard. I know I feel so bad for him because he's too young to see this. His innocence.
Did you ever have any clue that the father was as angry or as hostile as he was about this relationship?
Oh, it was a new relationship. No, I told him it's okay. Dads are like that. He'll eventually get over it, or you need to talk to him like a man. Tell him you love her, you want to be with her. Never.
Yvonne Perrin speaks to us in her final segment regarding the murder of her son, Chris Mundy, who was apparently shot by his girlfriend's father, Daniel Robbins, when he reportedly attempted to retrieve some belongings of her daughter's, Jennifer Robbins. In this final segment, you will hear a loud bang, which our news team thought was a gunshot at the time of filming. In fact, it was Chris's brother putting his fist through a dry erase board and 2 layers of wallboard at the Way Christian Fellowship. Distraught over the tragic loss of his brother and seeing his mother and father so upset. The damage to his hand is unknown at this time.
I never met the father.
But you don't know what he was specifically saying was wrong.
No, he just didn't like Chris. They didn't tell me a reason. They said, Mom, he doesn't like me. Okay, A lot of relationships are like that. They don't like each other. But, eventually, you accept it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
a lot of, especially when it's a new relationship for your kid, it's kind of hard. You have to adjust. You need some help. You have a lot of kids. Your husband's having a hard time. We need to pay for Chris's funeral expenses. And how do we have an account set up for Chris?
I do not. I'm just in shock. Yesterday, all I did is cry. I can't believe I'm never gonna see my son again. Today I went to go get his stuff. I went to, do his job and tell him, he passed on. So every day is different. I haven't had time for planning anything.
You went and told his work what had happened, and
yes. They were very sad. He was a good kid. They told me he won an award. Great kid.
He's a great kid, and you're a great mother. I have to tell you, loving mom, wonderful mom. You should be so proud.
I'm very proud of all my kids. You know, I am so proud of my kids. My kids are doing good. You know, he didn't deserve this. He could have been a great man. A great man. He was just give him a chance. He could have been a great man.
What's that?
He could have been he could have been somebody great. You know it. I know it. He should have. He wanted to do so many things. He wanted to travel. He wanted. He said he was gonna take me to Florida to go see Mickey Mouse. You know.
David Neal Taylor has been in court this past week. The 23-year-old man has pleaded guilty in his case. David Neal Taylor, who first came into view as a hero by attempting to rescue the 4 victims of the Broadhead fire on Prospector on February 9th of this year, in which all lost their lives. News 46 interviewed him that day about the fire. Just 5 days later, Mr. Taylor was named as a suspect on an attempted murder case involving substantial bodily injury to a 20-year-old woman whom he dated. He was located in Oregon after fleeing a warrant issued for his arrest for attempted murder. Last week, David Taylor pleaded guilty to attempted murder causing substantial bodily injury to the woman who he hit with a large rock that was thrown through her windshield of her vehicle at the convenience store at the intersection of Highway 372 and Blag. The young woman was then airlifted to UMC Trauma Center with head injuries. Reportedly, they are permanent. His sentence will be handed down on November 14th, which carries a 2 to 20-year sentence. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. A single vehicle rollover last Tuesday night left 1 walking wounded on northbound Highway 160. A single vehicle rollover yesterday afternoon on northbound Highway 160 just north of town. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's deputies and Nevada Highway Patrol to find a pickup truck resting on its roof about 100 feet off the roadway. The driver and only occupant of the vehicle had extricated himself. He suffered minor injuries. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue checked him out on scene, and he refused to be transported. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. One man was injured at an explosion at AmeriGas last week. We speak to a former safety coordinator for the local facility who believes he was terminated because he expressed his concerns regarding safety hazards to the management. He says were never addressed.
Well, when they were painting, they were sending tanks through that weren't evac'd properly. They had gas in them when they were going through the heat lamps. They weren't checking them, sorting them the way they were supposed to. They just grab them, get them on the truck. They'd send, we've had fires come through on the line several times I know of. And
the fires come through because these smaller tanks, they still have gas in them, and they're actually supposed to be emptied at that time. When they go through the heat lamps, there's an intense amount of heat, right? And that happens.
Yeah, there's a lot of heat there. That so everything's supposed to be empty, but they don't check them. They have a little valve they're supposed to check them with. It's not done. They've been told, I mean, by everybody. Everybody has complained it's not done right. They don't check them right. They don't see them right. They've got a little adapter. They're supposed to screw it onto the valve, open the valve, and make sure that there's no gas coming out. There's no vapor or anything in there.
And because vapor is super important, isn't it? Because it's not the liquid, it's the vapor. A lot of the gas itself is the main reason why we have explosions and fires.
Yeah. What they're supposed to do is they have an adapter. They're supposed to screw it on there, open it each one as they're sorting them. But they put such a rush to, we got to get so many loads out or you're going to be here all night, that it doesn't get done. It doesn't get done properly. They don't give you the time. They expect you to sort 4 pallets an hour. That's like almost 200 tanks in an hour. And there's no way you can do it and check it properly. And they know that, but they've been told by me, by everybody else that works there, it's not done properly. And they ignore it.
There is a lot of pressure at this refurbishing plant to actually have the work done, and fatigue and a lot of long hours, isn't there?
Yes, we work seriously long hours. We'll work. They tell you come in at 6 and you go home whenever they're ready. Pretty much, you know, you sell your soul to them basically to work there.
And there is complaints about that, about the fatigue, about being too tired to properly do the job, about the high level of work that you're doing so that you can't properly check things. And as well, this line that you're talking about where you guys do this paint job, the fires that happened there, were reported?
Not to my knowledge. I mean, to my knowledge, we just put them out and keep going, don't stop.
Talk about putting them out as well, because I know that there was kind of we already had an employee telling us that some of the fire extinguishers weren't filled out to put these fires out. And I believe that they're supposed to be reporting the fires to the fire and rescue every time that there is a fire. But tell me about putting them out, about the fire extinguishers that you guys have there and the equipment that you have to put out fires.
Well, I was working on the line. There's fire extinguisher there, but I was told that, you know, fire extinguishers cost money. Yeah, they got to be recharged every time. If you can grab a rag and put it out, to use that. And I sent it to corporate and told them about it, and it just, you know, it gets shuffled.
We continue with Gene Sides, a former employee who worked at AmeriGas, regarding his concerns about safety issues at the facility. You complained about the fact that they didn't want you to actually utilize the fire extinguishers, and nobody seemed to want to respond to that. No,
they just ignore it, and they put it in a way that they're not telling you not to do it, but it's like a strong suggestion type of thing. Yeah.
You also had some other complaints about all the tanks that were inside the facility as well, and the danger with them.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of tanks sitting in there. We've got tons of tanks in the yard. There's tons of tanks that need to go to evac that have gas in them sitting there.
And you can hear them leaking.
Yeah, you can hear, we get tanks in there that leak, and you can hear them leaking. When they go through the fill room and get filled, they have a leak checker that's supposed to check it. And for a long time, it never worked. And a lot of tanks with different valve systems, it doesn't actually even check them. And technically what we're supposed to do is have someone there. But we used to have 5 people in there, and someone with a hand leak checker that checked every one and checked that every one was closed. And they wanted to cut down, and they got rid of that. Oh. And they've got a machine there that they know doesn't work right.
That's the leak checker. And you said that it's got all the paperwork and everything, but everybody's well aware, it's a common knowledge that this leak checker does not work.
It'll work on some of them don't. We have them. When I've sat there and I worked the line at the end where we weigh them, and you'll have them come through that leaked. Yeah. And or it'll kick them off because it leaked, and we don't really check them. They get set back on. It's not done. It's not made to do the way it's supposed to be. It's such a high pressure, get it done, get them out of here, that it's not take the time to do it right, make sure it's done right, make sure it's safe, and get it out of here.
The flame that's over the near the 30,000 gallon tanks, you had an incident that well, you've been concerned about that for a while, and how they light that flame.
Yeah, they what they do is they pour a little MEK on it's a big stick, light it with a lighter, stick it up there, and turn let the fumes out. And that's
what is MEK?
It's a cleaner we use.
Oh.
And there's bottles of it around. They're supposed to be marked. They're not marked. I mean, they're in pop bottles that we just spray on. You'll walk through the building, you'll find them.
Wow.
And but they're supposed to, when they transfer from the small tank after evac into the big tanks, they're supposed to turn the flames off. Me and a couple other guys have told them several times. We see them do it with the flame right on.
Yeah.
And if that should happen to leak sometime, that's going to be a big mess.
Big problem.
They don't train the people to do the jobs right. It's stick them on there. Let's go. We got to get the loads.
AmeriGas Vice President Bill Katz issued a statement to KPVM regarding last week's explosion. The AmeriGas Cylinder Exchange Refill and Refurbishment Center, located on Charleston Park in Pahrump, Nevada, experienced a fire on Tuesday night, August 16th. thanks to the extensive safety systems and procedures in place at the facility, as well as the great work of Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Services. Damage to the facility was very limited. However, one of the 2 workers on duty at the facility experienced burns and is being treated at a Las Vegas burn center. AmeriGas Cylinder Exchange Safety Manager Christine Burrell visited the worker and his wife soon after the fire and has been following his progress since. She noted, "Our first concern is always the safety of our workers and members of the community. We're grateful that only 1 person was injured. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, and we are looking forward to his speedy recovery." The company is cooperating fully with the authorities as they investigate the incident. The facility was constructed in 2006. It was built and is operating at standards that meet or exceed all regulatory requirements. Thus far, there is no indication of any equipment malfunction. Ms. Burrell pointed out the 5-year-old facility complies fully with the National Fire Protection Code, the National Electrical Code, and the National Building Code. The operation is inspected annually by Nevada LP Gas Board representatives, and all of the appropriate training certifications are in place. In addition, our Director of Operations had personally reviewed the facility's fire safety analysis with Pahrump Fire Chief and exercise that facilitated the fire department's swift and decisive response to the emergency. Safety equipment at the operation includes a sprinkler system, which functioned flawlessly during the fire, and 6 fire hydrants. The site includes 2 large storage tanks that are fitted with emergency shutdown valves. The valves automatically close in the event of an exposure to high temperatures. The fire was extinguished long before that could occur. Ms. Burrell concluded the company is in the process of refreshing safety training for everyone who works at the facility. We're looking forward to the conclusion of the regulatory and internal investigations of the incident, and will take whatever additional steps are appropriate to enhance the safety at the facility. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Still more local news to come when News 46 returns. Don't go anywhere.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome back. Here's your entertainment this week with Zach Fuentes.
I'm Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week. Singer-songwriter Nick Ashford died this Monday at a New York City hospital. According to his publicist, Ashford, who was 70, had succumbed to throat cancer. Ashford with his wife made up the famous duo Ashford and Simpson, who wrote some of the biggest hits for Motown, like Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand by Diana Ross and Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, including so many more. Now, the duo also had a hit of their own in the 1980s called Solid. In 2002, the duo was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. While toxicology reports are back for Amy Winehouse, tests reveal that there were no illegal drugs in her system. However, there was alcohol in her bloodstream. It's not determined as of yet if the alcohol contributed to her death or even what the cause of death was. The coroner expects the outcome by October. You may remember that Winehouse passed away unexpectedly on July 23rd in her North London home. But for years, Winehouse was known to have battled a drug addiction. Many of you may have also heard about the stage collapsing at the Indiana State Fair on Saturday the 13th that killed 6 people and injured 50. But in addition to that tragedy in Indiana, that fateful weekend, another stage collapses Thursday in Belgium at the Pukkelpop Festival due to a powerful storm. 5 people were also killed in Belgium and 150 people were injured. Some of the artists that were expected to perform were Eminem, Good Charlotte, Foo Fighters, The Offspring, and 30 Seconds to Mars. Sugar Land, who was just minutes away from performing back at the Indiana show, had a moment of silence at their next tour stop for the victims of the accident. Actress Kate Winslet and her family, which includes her 2 sons and boyfriend, escaped the fire while vacationing on Necker Island. The fire was said to be caused by a lightning strike. The building in which Winslet was staying in was completely destroyed. Winslet can be called a hero, however, for helping to save the owner of the building's 90-year-old mother from the blaze. I'm Zach Fuentes, and that was your entertainment this week.
The Saddle West held Pahrump's first ever Pride event. This popular and fun event is looking to be held yearly in our town for the benefit of the gay and lesbian community.
Well, we're really excited to be here from Las Vegas to bring Pahrump our first Pride Festival. We start out tonight with the dance and drag show here tonight, Big Hair Drag, and we'll be here all day tomorrow hosting a pool party that starts at 11 a.m. tomorrow till 6 p.m. There'll be dancing and just having a good time at the pool on a hot day. We'll then be back tomorrow night for another drag show with Diana Prince, Miss Las Vegas Pride 2011, with her and her friends. It's, I believe, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and then tomorrow night we'll have a dance right after the drag show. So we're going to have a blast all weekend long, and I'm sure have a chance to meet a lot of new people and share our lives with each other.
What kind of response did you get from people for the Pahrump Pride?
You know, we had some overwhelming response, and we had both good and bad. You know, bringing a whole group from Las Vegas, people were a little nervous about what are we going to do? Are we going to do strange things all across the city? Well, we're really not. We're just here to have a good time, to kind of let our hair down. You know, a lot of people in Las Vegas are coming out because they haven't been able to afford to go to another city, so this has given them an opportunity. I know that we're up to 80 rooms here at the hotel tonight, and then for locals, it'll give them an opportunity. Maybe they don't have the chance to go into the city to Las Vegas, and give them a chance to socialize with people that they can relate to, and we all can relate to each other and just have a happy time. I think we have been overwhelmed by the response of locals that are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and even transgender residents that have given them, this event is giving them the opportunity to express themselves at home. And hopefully eventually that'll give them the chance to be strong and be able to stand up in their community. And you know, this can be a chance for us in Las Vegas to mentor Pahrump Pride to its own event, and it's something that then goes on the national calendar too, like Las Vegas Pride.
So we're hoping to do this every year?
Yes, it's our hope that with the help of Saddle West that we'll be back again next year and hopefully do a couple other events, maybe even try to do a youth-oriented event so that when we're doing an event that's 21 and over, that maybe we can get the 18 and over crowd into and do something else. So those are on the books. You know, we planned this event in 3.5 weeks, and to get this on in 3.5 weeks, and the response tonight is overwhelming.
And what does it take to get an event like this going? I know that Las Vegas Pride is very strong.
This event takes a lot of sponsors, and it's companies and organizations that put their money where their mouth is and want LGBT consumers to come spend our money here, because our guests this weekend here at the Saddle Ranch will come back because they've had such a positive experience. Let me tell you, coming down the street today and the first thing you see is the gay pride flags flying at Saddle West Casino. That is huge. We can't even get that in Las Vegas yet.
So for more information on Las Vegas Pride and Pahrump Pride for next year's events, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, Las Vegas Pride's coming up in just under 30 days. September 16th is our night parade down 4th Street downtown, and then our festival is on Saturday, September 17th, down at the Clark County Government Center. And then you can find out even information for next year's Pahrump Pride or information about tomorrow's events at lasvegaspride.org.
She is officially his campaign manager for the upcoming 2012 campaign, in which he would like to continue as our Nye County Commissioner. We speak to Julie Hargis and Gary Hollis at the Nye County Republican Central Committee's Evening of Wine and Jazz. We're here at the Evening of Wine and Jazz here at the Pahrump Valley Winery. We're going to speak to Nye County Republican Central Committee's Julie Hargis, as well as Nye County Commissioner District 3, Gary Hollis.
It was a fundraiser. I did it back in October of 2008. A little bit chillier. Tonight it was a beautiful evening. It's kind of just a kickoff to 2012 and to kind of get the Republicans out there and get kick-started for next year's election season. And so we made a lot of money, raised a lot of funds, had a great time, enjoyed seeing each other, some old friends, and get back at it again. So we'll take any volunteers that would like to come out for the Nye County Republican Central Committee. They can get a hold of Chairman Fally Katavas. She was here tonight, as well as Rod Shear was here with us. We heard from Assemblyman Ed Goodhart,
which is now going to be running for the state Senate seat of Mike McGinnis' seat.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He is. He did announce that tonight. Yes, he did, Gary.
I
Thank
announced
you.
it for him.
Did you?
Yeah.
You did great.
There you go. Who do we have up on stage right now?
We have Woody Woods and his ensemble, featuring Lynn Peterson from here in Pahrump, and we had Dennis Keating playing trumpet earlier, and it's been a wonderful evening.
How can people find out more about Commissioner Gary Hollis's campaign and the Nye County Republican Central Committee?
You can always call me. I'm out there involved in both. My number is 775-513-0960. Especially if you'd like to host an open house for Gary, get a hold of me, 775-513-0960.
After the second annual Smiles Across Pahrump, an award ceremony was held at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza for those who helped with this charity event.
If you want to present the bike to Logan there, Mr. Logan.
Logan, this is for you, man. How about that, huh? How about that? How about that?
Yeah, the award is all about the children in our community. And Smiles Across Pahrump is an event that allows everybody to leave their feelings at home and differences at home and just come out to the park and enjoy the day with your neighbors. And you might even make new friends, but it's a special day for the children. And if you can't bring out your barbecue pit and your food, something's wrong. Then stop by a lot of the food businesses here and they'll sell you a bucket of chicken, hamburgers, bring that to the park. But come out next year and make it a special day for the children only.
Sheldon, we had this event here, and we caught you riding the bike around, but as well, we gave out some bikes. Tell me why you are involved in Smiles Across Pahrump.
You know, Pahrump has always been such an amazing community to be a part of. The people here in town support our business, and the only thing that we can do is give back and support the community. Andre's a great guy to work with. We like to work with everybody that we can, and it's just great to be part of the community and to be able to give back.
Wonderful that Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza did this as well. And we are looking at Smiles Across Pahrump for next year. How can people contact you?
As long as the good Lord allows me to stay on this earth, we will have it next year, yes.
And people can give you a call?
751-1257.
There you go. Thank you so much, Sheldon. What's so much fun. What a great event.
Yeah, a lot of fun. We're glad to be part of it.
I like it a lot.
Shadow Mountain community players Carlton McCaslin speaks to us about a recent sold-out performance of Murder at the Banquet.
It's called Murder at the Banquet. This will be the last night, and for people that didn't make it, I'm sorry, because it's sold out tonight. I'm not sorry for the sellout, I'm just sorry you didn't make it.
It's fantastic. I got to see some of it last week, and like you said, the play is very well set, but people get to have dinner right beforehand.
Right. Well, it's Murder at the Banquet, so we be sure they have a banquet here they're attending. It's like everybody's coming to the International Association of Mystery Solvers banquet because they're going to give an award out that night. And then the murder and everything takes place right here in front of everybody.
Wow. So I know this one's sold out. What's coming up next for the Shadow Mountain community players?
Next will be the melodrama, be part of the Wild West Extravaganza. That'll be in October. It's called the Pony Espresso. And it has every coffee pun you can think of in it. Matter of fact, I'll be in that one playing a villain nicknamed Mo Cabana. And we've got two characters in it called Starbright and Buck Banyan. And that, you can tell right now in their names where that's going to lead.
There you go. So tell me about the cast here, and let's give all of our kudos to them and how much work they put into this performance.
Well, this was cast clear back in June. Been every Tuesday and Wednesday at the Senior Center. We've been working on it. Said we opened last weekend. We found this very successful doing 2 weekends. The second weekend's very well. Everybody, we do these shows to have fun. And besides working hard, everybody has a good time with them. And if the audience gets in on the thing too, great.
Wonderful. And for the melodrama at the Wild West Extravaganza, we'll of course let everybody know ahead of time, and we'll get to see some of your dress rehearsals there and give everybody a little taste of that. But thanks so much for having us out.
Oh, no problem. Always happy to have you out here.
Thanks so much.
And also, if you come to melodrama, be sure and throw popcorn at the villain.
There you go. And for more information, they can call the Shadow Mountain Community Players.
Right. That's 727-6145. I'll repeat that again, 727-6145.
Well, KPVM has already added 4 new digital channels, 46.1, 46.2, 46.3, and 46.4. We also are still carrying a digital signal on channel 41, and you can find us on CMA Cable channel 12. Additionally, you can view our programming on the web at KPVM.TV and Facebook. Another station has dropped their analog signal and has went strictly digital. Our town manager, Bill Kobarger, issued a press release asking and answering the question, where's ABC?
Well, we are actually upgrading all of our tower, and we are going to digital, which the federal government requires you to do. They've moved the date back, they moved the date back, and they moved the date back. However, ABC stepped up, and we now have a new digital translator on our tower. So in order to get ABC, you have to have one of the newer TVs, or you have to get a converter box.
Similar to what KPVM with us adding our digital channels right now at this point, because we're still on analog, but we also have digital as well. So this is one of the first. The other channels are going to continue?
Yes, but they'll be updated here shortly. And actually, the town's filed for grants through the FCC to replace all translators so that we're all digital.
And then, so people are complaining right now or asking about what's going on, or?
No, the thing is, whenever we make a change, we want to make sure that our citizens are well aware of it. Transparency, we get the word out, get the information out so that everybody knows. And if somebody goes to turn on their ABC and they have rabbit ears, it won't work anymore unless they have a newer TV or they have a converter box. And it's got to be, let's see, 13.1 plus, 13.2 plus, or 13.3 for ABC.
And then, of course, channel 41 is 46.1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're just letting people know out there that there is some changes going on with the town's towers, and these changes are the digital upgrades that is required by the FCC.
Correct. And again, we're doing that because we want everybody to know exactly what's going on. So when they turn on their TV and it doesn't come on, they won't call us going, "What is wrong?"
Tomasino's Bar and Lounge reopens on Friday with live music, dancing, and great friends. We spoke to Tom Saida to find out more. Well, here's some good news. Tomasino's is going to open back up. They closed down temporarily because of the recession. They're opening here at 4 p.m. Friday night. We'll see you down here for this wonderful grand reopening. We're going to speak to Tom Saida.
Well, I'm sure the public and the community knows that due to the recession and the economy, I made what was a sound business decision to close the restaurant down because being profitable in these times has been difficult. However, as soon as I did it, I regretted it because we cost 18 jobs. There's 18 people that work here. I missed the camaraderie, I missed the customers, I missed the music, I missed the place and the fun. So we have decided to reopen, and the good news is we saved 18 jobs, which is extremely important to me. And so the Tomasino's is back open as of tomorrow night, Friday the 26th at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, to serve our community and to go back into action and have fun. And all I can ask is that I get some support from the community so that we can stay here, because that's our plan. We have no deep debt, and that's a good thing. So we'll be okay, and I just look forward to opening the place back up to the community, certainly to our employees, and to our customers. And again, the best part is we saved 18 jobs. So I look forward to everybody coming back to visit Tomasino's.
It's going to be great. Tomasino's is so different than any other restaurant here in this community. It was a big project for you and a love for you, especially the music part. Right. We spent a lot of money on building this facility, and something that Pahrump is very proud of.
Yeah, I think so. We did spend a lot of money. We had to build it. We had fun designing it, that's for sure. And it's probably the nicest building in Pahrump, and even nicer than many buildings in Las Vegas. So we're very proud of that. But thank God that we're debt-free, so everything will be okay. And again, all the employers are coming back to work, and we'll just have a great time. And I've gotten wonderful response from our customer base that we are reopening. And I would like to say something else to help with the economic conditions here in Pahrump. We are not a very expensive restaurant, but it is a Highline restaurant. So our executive chef, Michael Paris-Condolo, is in the process of doing a new menu, which will be ready by next week. We are going to have 5 or 6 items where a customer can buy a complete meal with soup and salad and bread and everything in the $10 range. Wow. So we're working on that, and hopefully that will help out to some of our locals that may be struggling job-wise and so on and so forth.
That is a wonderful thing to have here, so people can actually enjoy this atmosphere, enjoy the music, enjoy everything, and still be able to afford it.
Exactly. That's the whole idea.
And once again, come down to Hamahaka Street and come to Tomasino's, and of course they'll be open their regular business hours starting once again tomorrow night at 4 p.m. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. More with News 46's News in Review. Stay tuned.
Pahrumph's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Tanya Brum tells us how you can apply for the Electa Hewitt Award.
Certainly. This is a new award that is being offered by Seroptimus International Pahrump Valley. The award is called the Electa Hewlett Award. It's in honor of a Seroptimus sister who passed away last year in November, and she was the mother of a special needs son. And she had many challenges in raising her son, but she raised him with humor and love, and we wanted to remember her with this award. Also, it's inspired by an organization, a fledgling organization that is being organized. It's the Pahrump Disabilities Outreach Program. We had a speaker, Paula Cooper, who came to one of our meetings and told us about the challenges. She is the mother of an autistic child, and she had many, many challenges trying to find services with almost non-existent services within Pahrump County, very few services, within the town of Pahrump, very few services within the county of Nye, and not very many even within the state of Nevada. So she inspired us, along with the fact that we wanted to memorialize our sister, Electa Hewlett, with this award. It's being offered to mothers or female primary caregivers of children, either a child or children with special needs.
And how can people find out about getting this award, or how does the nomination process work, and those kind of things?
We have an application form. The application is can be picked up at CC's Beauty Shop. It can be picked up at the Chamber of Commerce, at Nye County Coalition. And the process is that the mother or female primary caregiver of the child needs to write an essay, 750 to 1,000 words. The topic would be the joys and challenges of raising a child with special needs. Part of the process is that we want to bring this essay to the community to make the community more fully aware of the challenges that these parents are having. Our community does a lot for the children that are in our community, but we think that this is one aspect of our children that is being ignored, and we want to bring it forward.
They are moving to the Old Man's Elementary School. The local 501c3 nonprofit is looking to expand, and they have a new location to utilize.
We're really excited. We've been talking to the school district a little bit since we found out that they were going to be closing down Mounts and Mount Charleston. We've envisioned a couple of projects on how we want to grow and how we want to put the adult workforce programs that we have and the youth workforce programs and the prevention programs that we have all together under one roof. And so when the school district buildings became open and available, we started talking with the school district, Dr. Roberts, the Board of Trustees, and we're especially happy that it's going to work out. We think by being under one roof, we'll be able to provide more efficient and effective services, and we're really going to be able to grow some of our programs.
So you are planning on adding more things to your program because you're moving to this facility? That'll make things easier for that?
I think it'll be, we're planning on adding quite a few things, and it'll be easier because of our location, just being central and being close to where a lot of people already get rides to. I think that'll make it more efficient. And then the other thing, we'll be able to grow in some of our youth workforce programs around, possibly doing some culinary education, some green education. That site will give us the venue where we can make those things happen.
And are you planning on adding more people to your staff?
We've already had plans to bring on AmeriCorps members, and that's something that we're actively recruiting right now. I don't see us hiring new people. It's just more we've got two organizations or two buildings that we're just bringing together. And so it's just more being co-located with all the services that we already offer. We do have AmeriCorps positions that we have currently available, and that's primarily for people that are attending or want to attend college. It doesn't pay well, but it gives them, it's basically a volunteer stipend is what they get.
And will you be leaving this facility that you're at right now altogether? Or are you still going to have things here? Or?
No, we will be leaving this facility at some point over the next few months.
Okay, and how can people reach you to get a hold of you to find out about your programs and everything that you offer here?
They got a couple of different options. They can call 775-727-9970, or even better, they can go to our website, www.nyecc.org.
The Pahrump Senior Center is going on another trip, and you might be able to join them.
This is Rick Vale here with Don over at the Senior Center. Don, you've got another trip coming up. It sounds like it's pretty exciting. Tell us about it.
Oh, we have a fabulous trip coming up. 4 days, 3 nights to Carson City, Virginia City, Lake Tahoe. We'll depart September 19th, return on the 22nd. We're going to stay at the Gold Dust West Hotel and Casino in Carson City. Fabulous hotel, great accommodations, and a few freebies given to the individuals that are going to go on the coach. And speaking of coaches, by the way, we travel on nothing but luxury coaches from Silver State Trailways out of Las Vegas. Now, once again, the dates are September 19th through the 22nd. While in Carson City, we're going to be touring the Capitol Building, and we're also going to be touring what they consider or call Old Carson City. And then we're going to be heading up to Virginia City, a fabulous western town, one of the oldest towns in Nevada. And if you haven't been there, folks, I'll tell you what, it's a trip back into history. It's a great city to join. And everybody wants to go into the Blood Bucket Saloon. Fabulous place. I understand a lot of blood was spilled in that particular casino or hotel and bar. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, the price of the trip is $290 per person based on double occupancy at the hotel. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll depart from Wolfie's parking lot about 8 a.m. On the 19th, returning in the evening on the 22nd. If you have any questions or interested in going with us, my number is 751-6860. Now, once again, we're going to be touring Carson City, Virginia City, Lake Tahoe, and some other points of interest. Give me a call at 751-6860.
What's the deadline if people want to reserve to be a part of the trip? When are they going to get
Well, I'll take reservations. Actually, I have quite a few people signed up on this particular trip. I will take the reservations. I need all monies in prior to September 14th, and that is for our departure on September 19th. And folks, unfortunately, but there's no refund policy in effect. This is how I keep the pricing down. I negotiate very hard with the hotels and different tours, individual locations that we're going to get the pricing to a relatively affordable price for the seniors.
And of course, it's not just for seniors. All ages are invited to attend, yes?
Well, Rick, you're exactly right. Now, that is true. It is open to the seniors, okay? Should there be any available seats that are available after or getting close to the closing date of the 14th, yes, anybody of any age is welcome on board, okay?
All right, so plenty of room, a good price, a fantastic trip. I think we're all looking forward to it.
And 10 seats sold already with no advertising. And Rick, I appreciate you coming in and letting me announce to the general public here in Pahrump about our trip in the future, September 19th. Come on board. We're going to have a great, great time.
All right, thank you very much, Don. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate it, Rick. Thank you.
The Bureau of Land Management and Animal Control have been notified. Recent complaints about a large homeless camp has neighbors concerned for the well-being of dogs that are confined in a pen and the trash surrounding that area. We're here at a homeless camp right off of Higley. This is BLM property as far as we know. At this point, it's still being checked into. But there is a large number of dogs in pens out here. We called Nye County Animal Control. Tim McCarty came out to check out the dogs. He found that the dogs were actually being fed. He looked at their water and saw that it was dirty, as well as the kennels not being cleaned out. He is going to post a ticket here or a warning for them to give him a call in regards to that. But as well as the rest of the camp here is concerned, the amount of garbage that's collecting around this area, which is just right off a residential road, is building. The residents here are getting concerned. And Tim McCarty here at Nye County Animal Control told us that if it's 5 or more dogs, they actually need a residential permit. 10 or more dogs, they actually need a conditional use permit for a kennel. He's going to post that warning up here and see if the man calls him. There's nobody here at any of these tents right now. We tried to contact them via a sign that they had, but that mailbox is full. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Higley for News 46. And we do have an update on that story. We did get a phone call from Cup of Faith, who is willing to volunteer to clean up that homeless camp. And that's all for News 46's weekend review. Some of the events this weekend include Threads Fest Backyard Barbecue number 2 at 1230 Loop Road with lots of local bands. And for more information, you can go to threadsfest.com. It begins Saturday at 4 p.m. And the block party at the Stage Stop off of Irene and Blagg begins on Saturday and Sunday at 5 p.m. There's lots of food and music. And I want to extend a special thank you to Darby O'Donnell and Zach Fuentes for all their help during the summer. They will be going back to school. We'll be seeing them part-time here, but we greatly appreciate all they have done this summer. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Have a great weekend.